In the beginning, there was a garden, not wild, not broken, but perfectly ordered, every leaf alive with purpose, every river carrying peace. This was Eden, where heaven touched earth, and humanity walked without fear. Adam stood there first, formed from dust, yet breathing the breath of God. Strength wrapped in innocence, authority without corruption. Then came Eve, crafted with intention, not as an afterthought, but as completion. Bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. Together they reflected the image of their Creator. They were naked, yet unashamed. Nothing to hide, nothing to prove. God walked with them in the cool of the day. His presence was not distant, it was home. Every tree in the garden was theirs to enjoy. Beauty without sorrow, provision without struggle. Only one boundary stood in the center, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. One command, one choice, one line drawn in love. Then the serpent entered, not roaring, not threatening, but whispering.
Did God really say?
With a single question, doubt slipped into a flawless world. The serpent twisted truth just enough to blur it. He planted suspicion where trust once stood. Eve looked at the fruit. It was beautiful, desirable, promising wisdom. What had once been forbidden now seemed misunderstood. She reached. Adam stood beside her, silent, watching, choosing. And he ate. In that instant, something invisible shattered. Their eyes opened, but innocence closed. Awareness flooded in. Shame followed close behind. The freedom they once wore effortlessly now felt exposed. They sewed fig leaves together, trying to cover what obedience had once protected. Then they heard him, the sound of God walking in the garden, the very presence that once brought joy. But now they ran. They hid among the trees that had once witnessed their laughter. "Where are you?" God called, not because he lacked knowledge, but because they had lost themselves. Fear answered where trust once spoke. Blame replaced unity. Adam pointed to Eve. Eve pointed to the serpent. Responsibility dissolved. The serpent was cursed, destined to crawl in humiliation. The ground was cursed. Work would now require sweat and struggle. Pain would mark childbirth. Toil would mark survival. Dust would claim the body once more, and the garden gates would close. Yet even in judgment, mercy moved. God clothed them not with leaves that wither, but with garments that required sacrifice, a covering provided by him, and then a promise quiet, but unstoppable. One day, the serpent's head would be crushed. Evil would not have the final word. Eden was lost, but redemption had already begun. Humanity stepped into a world of thorns and tears, yet carrying a prophecy of hope. The fall was not the end of the story, it was the beginning of the rescue.